Nadia Sahari.
Ooh, yeah.
Sahari Show. And Jimmy's not going to wait for me to introduce him. So here he is, Jimmy Rooney, Mickey Rooney's son, and he's fun.
Yay.
Oh, okay.
You look great. We'll put you on our next Disney movie. Of course, it's probably animated, so they won't see you.
Jimmy is the voice of over 400 characters in movies and mostly Disney movies. So, and he does it all. What's that?
Apple Banana, the Minions, you know, did the Minions, did all those weird voices. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. Ouch. So, sorry about that. Sometimes, as Walt Disney would say, you're fun but hard to control.
Be yourself.
Exactly. And I don't know which one I am this week. Ouch. So, oh, they're in my foot. They're in my foot. Sorry. I said, oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, but you look great. You're in Austin, Texas, or were you in Texas?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm in Paris. Yeah, the real one. Yeah, with the Eiffel Tower, which is right over there.
And France. I'm brushing up on my French because I want to go to Paris again.
Right. Yeah, I've been here 3 years, and all I learned was croissant. He's like, typical American, you dumb rock. Croissant. You know, like that's why they kicked Arnold Schwarzenegger out of office. I want you to learn another language. No way, man. You know,
well, yeah.
But, yeah.
I love learning languages. I'm going to. This will be my third language, and I love it. I do. I love it.
Good. Learn Mandarin. I had to pick that one up when I was in China. Oh my God. And if you say the wrong thing, they'll put you in prison. So be careful. So we were having fun.
They won't know who they put in prison because you have all these voices. So they might get confused. You can confuse them. You can be Mickey Mouse or someone. You can...
yeah, be like that. Yeah. Hi, Mickey Mouse on the house. Yeah, true. So just so I show you the outside of where I'm staying at.
Yes, let's see Paris, the city of Paris.
The city of, as a friend of mine would say, you're not loop around it. And I'm right outside the loop, and this is where it's nice. It's okay. That's the IBM, the dreaded IBM building.
Wow.
Ouch. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. So.
I was reading that you were a singer with the Bay City Rollers. And
yeah, I sang Sid Bernstein. Actually, I really thought it was great because I met the Beatles through Sid Bernstein. I mean, you know, and the Bay City Rollers were supposed to be a Scottish band. Oh. And Sid Bernstein goes, "Can't you sing?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I want you to try something." Next thing you know, I was singing in this band. I was only 17 or 16. Wow. And I was doing the voice for a lot of the songs, so it was kind of fun. And then, you know, I was the voice of David Cassidy, I was the voice of Michael Jackson, I did a lot of voices, so it was kind of cool. Then the two of us, oh no, it's like, you know. And then, you know, that's I think the voiceovers are where I learned all that stuff with Walt Disney, Mr. Disney, and Roy O. Disney. So we used to sit on his yacht outside the Marina Del Rey and make weird noises, and he got in a lot of trouble. He liked that though. He's like, make yourself sound like a cow. How do I do that?
That's cool. And
yeah, it's like.
So in 1970, you began your career with Disney, with Walt Disney. So
yeah.
You've been actually over 50 years with Disney.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm that old. Oh no!
Oh, no.
I want to go home.
51 years, yeah.
Unbelievable. Now I'm in Paris, locked with down the street here is the animation company that does the Minions and does a lot of the international shows, like the ones I do. It's kind of weird. You know, I keep thinking, how many voices do I do? You said, and I'm thinking, wow, that confuses me. And I'm like, do you really know who you are? Ouch, ouch, ouch. No. They're in my foot. You know, you get this stuff.
It's so funny.
when did you start doing voice? I go, way before you were born. So don't ask.
In 1972, you were involved with Dean Martin and the Rat Pack. Tell us about that. That is cool.
Well, those guys were like, unto themselves. I mean, I'd show up at a hotel and, Dean Martin be sitting there and looking at me and he goes, you're the real Blue Eyes. I said, what do you mean? He goes, you got blue eyes. And Frank Sinatra used to look at me and go, I really hate your father. I go, why? He goes, she married Ava Gardner before I did. So, my dad, that was funny. But I got to sing for them and, I was doing some stuff with Elvis at the Hilton. And I didn't even know who Elvis was. The guy walked. This guy walks up to me and he has a baseball cap on. He goes, howdy, son, can I help you? And I said, are you the bartender? It's like, it was so cool. It was back then, it was a different world. It was like Joey Bishop, Dean Martin,
yes,
all those guys. And they were all what's funny is they were pretty smart. They used to, I remember Joey Bishop would sit in the audience and harass them from the audience on stage. Oh. And I'd go, what do you do? And he goes, no, it's part of the show. Don't worry.
I back then, I was like, I forget. I was in my 20s, I think. I worked in Las Vegas at the Sahara Hotel. I used to see all the celebrities. Oh, and I used to get comped to their shows. And Buddy Hackett, I used to work with Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work with Sandy Hackett, his son. His son worked for the Sahara. We used to do all the auditing, and they put all the money in this cage, this glass cage where we could be seen, so we didn't steal any coins.
You didn't want to get shot at either.
No. And Sandy and I would count the whole casino's money. And Buddy Hackett came one day, and he goes, Sandy. Oh, is this your new girlfriend? Oh, I like her. And I said to Buddy, no, I'm not his girlfriend. I'm married.
Oh, yeah. Married with children.
I was married to, do you remember Johnny and the Hurricanes?
Yeah.
I was married to the drummer.
What? Then you remember the Boardwalk Casino?
No.
That was on... We used to get in so much trouble with those singers in there. It's funny. I had to go to this meeting, and my dad was, he's gambling. So he goes, I can't take you in the casino, right? I go, what? He goes, you can't go in the casino. So I snuck in the back door of the where they deliver the food, right?
Yeah.
And there's this couple doing comedy on stage, and we don't have cell phones to call anybody. So I'm running all the way down the hall going, Dad, you got to see this lady and the man. They're the funniest thing you ever saw. He goes, you're talking about Sonny and Cher? I go, yeah, that's their name. That's their name. And it was like before they became big. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was like crazy. But the Rat Pack is interesting because my dad had a car that couldn't back up. So I ended up with the Rat Pack at a party because my dad couldn't take me home. And I couldn't go to the casino because I was too young. And then Liberace, was really cool. He took me home and showed me his piano on pool that was in the shape of piano, and he taught me how to play the keys, ding 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 ding. Everybody knows that song, I'm sure. But yeah, this guy's, it was all innocent fun. Everybody's having fun. Nobody got hurt. Nobody did anything wrong.
No,
like
yeah.
I can't believe you counted the money in the cage. I'm like, I never even got close to the cage. They wouldn't let me near it. They were like. I had millions of years trying to get into a cage. They wouldn't let me near it. Then they locked me on one stage with John Copperfield or whatever his name was, and he made me disappear. That was funny. And then
I think that there are so many. I have met a lot of celebrities, and I've met a lot of wonderful people in my life, and people are wonderful. People are amazing.
They've all got a great story.
Great stories. We have great stories. I have great memories. Even as of, a few months ago, I have great stories. I've lived a good life. I've had my ups and downs. We all do. We make mistakes and we say things or do things. We are human beings.
Right. And, you know, if it wasn't for bad luck, I would have no luck at all. You know, like, oh, man. And everybody say, don't touch that. I go, okay. I walked in the store the other day and got in trouble because I broke a china piece. But whatever. But it's fun. It's a different world. But Hollywood, you know, is weirded out. It's gotten different now. But I mean, I remember Wayne Newton. I remember.
Oh my God! I had lunch with Wayne Newton in Vegas, and I know him personally. I love him.
That's crazy. And then Siegfried and Roy. I mean, I met Siegfried and Roy, and I mean, you sit there thinking, who, you know, if you wanted to meet a movie star, ladies and gentlemen, go to Vegas. They'll talk to you. Or you want to meet a singer, at least go to Vegas. You know. I think Celine Dion's there now.
You're going to Vegas pretty soon, right? And we'll talk about the dates after the show. But
I don't remember when I'm going.
Yeah, but you're going. You said you're going soon.
We're still here shooting this movie, so
okay.
You know, and the name of the movie is These Nuts. We're all nuts.
I know, that is cool.
Yeah, it's all these guys that are nuts, and you have to see them. They're really funny. So, yeah, I think it's called, you know, Watch Out for These Nuts or something.
It's called The Adventure of These Nuts.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for helping me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, you know, I'm an actress too. You know that, right? I'm an author, actress, and I do this show host. And
we'll have to put you in one of our movies. It's not hard to. I mean, it's not really that hard to do a voiceover like acting. I mean, you know, you're on camera acting. I'm sitting in a chair eating a nut, laughing, you know, and you can, you know, it's your time, take 51. I go, what do you know about take 51, man? You know, it's like, say it right. You know, I go, how do you know what I'm supposed to say? You ain't so bad, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like, hi, Mickey Mouse here. Boy, he sure whacked. Gosh, Mickey, I thought I was goofy.
I love it.
So,
I love it. I've done voiceover classes too, and I've done a couple of voiceovers in my acting.
Yeah,
I started acting late in life, you know.
Yeah, well, like I started after my life.
You know what? I think we're all actors in real life. We are actors in life. You know, we're not always who we are. And
right.
Yes, right. So we are acting all the time.
Yeah, you're like, isn't that what's his name? What's he so? You always say something like that. You're like, he's not very funny now, but yeah, it's true.
In 1969, you were at the Golden Globe Awards.
Yeah.
And
isn't that crazy?
Sharif,
Pardon?
You sang with Omar Sharif some voiceover.
Yeah, he wanted to do something. I'm only 10 years old, and I'm sitting down going, I'm like, please, nobody say anything. I don't want to know people know my voices. And this guy sits next to me with a shawl thingy on his head, and I'm like, are you wet? You know, and he's like, Omar Sharif starts saying, can you do a voice for me? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and then he wanted me to do a couple of voices for him. And I'm underage and I'm scared. And I'm like, they're going to kill me. They're going to arrest me. And he goes, don't worry. You're with me. And he puts his cape over me and walks me up the hall. And I'm like, oh man, that's a good thing I was short. You know, short people aren't too bad.
Well, tell me, you were involved with Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis Presley's manager. Well, yeah. I met him too, and I also met Elvis. This was in my 20s, and yeah, and I had lunch with his whole band, with the gospel group, his Jordanaires, Yeah, and Sweet Inspiration, the backup.
Inspiration, yeah. I remember.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
It's crazy because Colonel Parker, I mean, I used to laugh. I didn't know who these guys were, you know.
I know, I did.
my dad would leave me sitting in the middle of the hotel at the Hilton, and all these crazy guys would come running by, back and forth, back and forth. It was because they had to get on stage, get off stage, get on stage, get off stage.
Yes.
And Elvis, Mr. Presley, he'd come by and had a baseball cap on, and every time he'd pass me, he'd turn it around a different direction. And I used to go, is there a reason you do that? And he goes, it tells me where I got to go. He goes, this way is the bathroom. This way is the exit. This way. He goes, this way is the stage. So, yeah. And, you know, that was at the Hilton. But, I mean, you know, wow, gosh, that's a long time ago.
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Mine was too. Mine was in Michigan, in Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit, when he performed. It was, he died, like, I think a couple years after that.
The guy who was teaching karate to him, I met him. That was,
he was his bodyguard. That was, I'm trying to think of his name now, too. Oh, man, it's been a long time since I talked about this. But his conductor, out of 18,000 people, asked me to come down and gave me free tickets for the next show, right in the front row.
Cool.
And it was great. He wanted me to fly to New York with him too, but I said, I'm married.
Yeah, not married. Yeah,
I'm married.
Well, might not have gotten out alive. That's funny. But I'm telling you, man, I hated this. Mr. Presley would put this glass, and he didn't drink, you know. He put this glass down, and it kept falling over and getting me wet. And I'm like, sir, can I put your glass over here? He goes, no, I want it here. I go, is there a reason you want it there? He goes, yeah, it falls over and spills on you. I was like, thanks a lot, you know. 20 years, I meet Mr. Presley at the Hilton. Like 20 something years later, I see this guy who, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and I'm like, did I do something wrong? He goes, you're that kid. I said, what kid? He goes, Elvis Presley ordered 1,000 banana splits, and he ate all the banana splits and gave you the ice cream, and you left the ice cream all over the room. I said, you're the guy who delivered the ice cream and banana splits. He goes, yeah, I know Mr. Presley liked peanut butter and banana. He goes, but you left all that ice cream. I go, I couldn't eat 1,000 ice cream tubs, man. It was impossible. But I had a great time, man. He always bought me ice cream.
You know, you're bringing back a lot of memories that I forgot about, don't even think about. But boy, it's really great to remember all these beautiful things and all the beautiful people I met, like Elvis and his crew and his band and the backup singers. And I met Bobby Rydell, and I know.
I mean, Frankie Valli. I mean, I was sitting there doing
Frankie Valli
way before there was ever the Four Seasons. Yeah. I was in that, but I mean, I still sang "Walk Like a Man." You know, like, you know, it's like,
I know, it's like, I know, and you know, it's crazy.
It was a time when the innocence of the world.
Yeah,
the world was innocent. We've lost our innocence. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'd walk into a restroom and there'd be Red Skeleton drawing on the, you know, his face on the thing. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm practicing my artwork. And Lucille Ball and him were doing stuff in the bathroom, pantomiming. It was really, you know, at the Riviera. And I was like, you know, what's going on in here? You know, I'd always end up in the wrong place at a weird time. You know, like I said, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. But
you've had a great career, and
you know, I wouldn't change it for anything. I met almost everybody. You sit here thinking, you're gonna laugh at this. I had to walk into the studio, and there's this guy sitting down making this weird noises, and I look at him. I said, "Excuse me, sir." I go, "Yeah, are you all right?" He goes, "I'm Orson Welles. Of course I'm all right." I go, "Orson Welles, man." I go, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I'm talking about a movie." And I said, "What movie?" He goes, "Kid, did you ever hear of War of the Worlds?" I go, "No." And then I realized,
now we have the War of the Worlds. We're living it.
Yeah, really.
I know. Well, you know, it's been wonderful talking with you and doing this show. You're amazing. You're incredible. And
if I get to Vegas, I think if I get to Vegas, I'll do a free show for everybody. I like to do free shows for the employees and everybody because they work really hard.
Thank you for inviting me to meet you there. But
sure.
We'll talk about it and see the dates and see what you're doing.
You can come to Paris if you want, but they're not. You know what's interesting is they're not letting lots of people in and out. So it's like I'm going, ouch, you know. So, but they let E.T. in. Ouch, Elliot. I was just talking to John Barrymore. I go, John, are you alive? He goes, yeah, I'm in Orange County. Good to know you're alive, but there are a lot of fun stories. I mean, I can tell you stories about Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, you know.
Well,
I mean, and the Rat Pack was named after a bunch of girls before that was the original the Rat Pack. I used to get all kinds of crap in Palm Springs for that. But anyway, doesn't matter. You know.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you. You're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And
yes, hey, I love your hair. We'll put you in a movie and you'll have a great time.
thank
I mean,
you.
unless they want to fly you to New York, like everybody wants to fly you to New York. Too bad. There's no place like New York, New York. You're a beautiful woman. I love your hair. It's very original. I'm always working on it.
You know that people look at me right now, and do you know that they think I'm Suzanne Summers?
Isn't that, I got to tell you, that's funny because I wouldn't say it because I know what Suzanne, I mean, she lived on the beach where I was at, and I saw her every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her every day, and I was thinking, her and Johnny Carson were always talking. So, your hair is better than hers. I don't want to get mad at me, but I remember she came to Vegas to do a show.
Do you know that they also say I'm the young Barbara Eden?
Oh yeah, I remember Barbara Eden. Oh, she was a kick, man.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
people, when I go places, they look at me and stare at me, and they go,
"Who are you?"
Familiar.
That's good that you have a familiar face.
Yeah.
But I always get, you look like Mickey Rooney. I said, I'm sorry. Did he marry you too? Are you my step? I remember I asked Grace Kelly. I was sitting there. I was in a dinner restaurant at the Polo Lounge, and she came in, and I was sitting there, and she goes, "What's wrong, son?" I go, "I'm trying to figure out who my mom is." And she goes, "Look at my eyes. They look like yours." I said, "Okay, I go, "Did my dad date you too?" She goes, "Oh yeah." And then Elizabeth Taylor was telling me, she goes, "You know what? I was married just as many times as your dad." And Richard Burton goes, "No, you weren't. You married me twice." I was like, I go, "Do you guys love each other?" Because it's kind of a weird love, She threw a glass at me.
They were tumultuous. And
Fire and ice.
Oh, fire. But they were in love, and but they did fight. Yes, they did fight a lot. And
I remember him yelling, going, "What are you famous for?" And I said, "She's Cleopatra." He goes, "That's it." I go, "Well, you're Superman, dad." I mean, but
so are any of your siblings in show business? Or
Mickey Jr.? He was an amazing singer.
Yeah.
Too. But what's so weird about this? I've never said it live, but my brother was dating my father's wife before she married my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really weird. And that messed him up. So he left Hollywood. He goes, "She just wanted to be famous." I mean, she hung on to my brother and then left my brother for my dad. And it kind of, I was only, I was young. I was like,
yeah,
this is weird, Just like, my dad, you're going to laugh your head off. Marilyn Monroe, I'm only 3 or 4 years old. My brother knew her really much better than me, but he would tell me all these stories. Marilyn came running in through the house, and my dad, I remember I was just sitting on the couch. He goes, "Don't tell her I'm here." And he ran back behind the couch, and Marilyn goes, "Where's your father?" And I said, "I can't tell you." What is a kid going to say? And I go, and then my brother told me she was mad at my dad because he was dating Elizabeth Taylor at the same time he was dating her. I mean, and then Elizabeth Taylor told me, she goes, your dad dated me. I was 16. He was 21. I said, "Shouldn't he be in prison?"
It's amazing, but he dated a lot of beautiful, glamorous women, and Ava Gardner. I mean,
that's what I was going to tell you. Mrs. Gardner told me. I go, "Why did you stay with my father?" She goes, "He made me laugh." I go, "Okay,
yeah.
if it's funny,
Yeah.
She goes, he was turkey, but he made me laugh. So I don't know, okay, But I got to tell you a quick story. For 2 years, every day, my dad would meet Ava Gardner on the MGM steps and ask her to marry him. And she'd say, "Come back tomorrow." And he came back tomorrow for over 2 years. I was like, that's pretty fun.
Cool. That is cool. So give us some of your characters.
Ay, caramba. Andre, speaking of Zazo, no. "Hi, Mickey Mouse here. This is the one everybody likes in China. I don't even speak Chinese." So, and it's like, apple, banana. Oh no, the banana, the minions. I don't even remember all of them.
Flounder. Do Flounder.
It's like, "Ariel, I am Naughty Guppy," or TGM. If you're a Disney fan, you would know what TGM is. The Green Martian. "The claw is my master. I have been chosen." Yeah. So I'm an ADR. What that is, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think you can act, you can always be an ADR, automated dialogue replacement. You can replace the voice of the actor or the character if they're not there or something's wrong. I remember I had to replace Jackie Chan in Tuxedo. We were shooting on Fox lot, and I was like, the producer comes over and he goes, I need your help. I go, why? He goes, just get over here. He brings me over here and he goes, start making kung fu sounds. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, Jackie Chan's coming and he does his own stunts, but he got hurt that day. So we were in Beverly Hills. So he's like, get over there and, do these. And I was doing all those noises, that's Foley. I love that. I love doing Foley, And then he's like, do a horse. You're like, okay,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for
we made it.
So, yay!
Yay!
Yay!